Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radical Rowdy Productions. This is a reunion for Survivor Yagong Island. We got most of our cast here today, a pretty good turnout. Fortunately, a few people that could not be joined with us today. So how's everyone doing tonight? I see we got some
Good.
drinks going around. Everyone's happy to go. I don't know where to get started. So I say we have to start with Ian. Ian, you've known for months, obviously. It's keeping everything such a dominant game. What was it like watching it back and seeing everyone's games as a whole, seeing your game play out, and seeing just everything what was happening around you that you may not have known before?
It was fun. Usually I'm the one going through clips and picking the stuff out for episodes. So it was fun to not know what was gonna come up in the episodes. Also, I think my favorite part, I forgot how much I enjoy seeing other people talk about you in the game. I think it's really funny to see, people bring your name up and when they want to target you, when they don't. So yeah.
So brings it up when people target. Speaking of people targeting, Ian, Lily, you were trying. It seemed to get on contraction though. Did you see this coming? Like, were you like in Ponderosa? Like, I told you guys. Like, obviously, we didn't see a lot of that.
Um, I mean, yeah, I didn't think I was going home when I went home, but I didn't think that Ian was going home at any time soon either. Just knowing like his ability to connect with people really easily, even over Zoom, is something that is hard to conquer, even in a mini.
And someone else who did bring that up, but someone's been very vocal about Ian's charm all season long and falling for it. So, Bill, you even said to yourself, man, he's so charming, and I can't vote him out.
The
And
fucking mist. The mist. The mist that he threw before all of our eyes. No, it's Ian, even though we have only met in little small 2x4 squares on our computer screens, Ian is or seems like a great guy. He could be, a serial killer in his real life, but and probably has that look. But no, good on he. He is a great guy. That's one of his charms, and he worked it. It's so I've got some questions at some point about if it was ever going to be Ian in the round of 5, but yeah, no, good on him. It's he took his strengths, he used his strengths, he kept beating his way up from at least apparently being down on the bottom.
Yeah, no, Zach, you had the benefit of fortunately you had to be the first boot, and you had the benefit of starting with Ian. Like, what was your on a lot of this stuff? Like, what was your thought about just not about Ian, but everyone from like the game playing out from not knowing what happened? Obviously, we announced who the winner was in the chat, so you know who made it. You know that Ian made it at the end, but you didn't know where the rest of the cast plays. So like, what was your thought process thinking back and like seeing how people went through the game?
I'm gonna be honest. I have to go back and watch all the videos because I've been busy with other games and stuff and trying to focus on them. But I have to go from what I've seen in the chat, everybody seems so nice and I was like, I don't know. I can't even remember what happened. Whenever I got voted off, I know I called somebody's name out, but I don't remember anything. But I talked to Ian a little bit in the game. I remember this, but he seemed pretty cool. Everybody seems pretty cool, but I was just like, I have social anxiety a little bit whenever it comes to meeting new people, which is surprising. So I was just like, I just knew a couple people in this game whenever I first started, but yeah, so.
I will say, like, you do get progressively better, and I know one day it's gonna come for you. Like, you're gonna get that win. I know recently you just placed second in a game, right?
Yep.
Which is nothing to be ashamed of. You made it see the final 2 of Big Brother games, so we do want to congratulate you on that here as well. So with that being said, Kyle, that was the name Zach was pushing the first round. We talked about this in your next interview, but you were obviously very hot water those few rounds, and you made it to the end. So tell me a little about that. Like, obviously you talked about in your X interview, but tell us what's going on with that. Like, you covered it very well, I must say.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really fun like story arc, I think, for me at least throughout the season. I think I wish I'd pushed that a little bit more at Final Tribal. Not that it necessarily would have been effective, but just to sort of like create a narrative for myself that I don't think was there for like a parent. So yeah, I mean it was great from where I started.
And I will say, I think Zach's vote against you was the only vote you got all season.
Mhm.
I think you had least amount of votes out of anyone here. So that, like, good job on that. That's incredible, especially coming from where you came from. But I'm gonna go jump to a few people here speaking, which about that dreaded charades challenge. I mean, I think we broke some records there. How's everyone feeling about that? Anyone can answer that one. Croquet and equestrian, not a go.
I did all I could. You know,
This was Crow.
And Crow. I will say I got
Uh,
one of the best moments from the season did come from Kyle in that challenge, trying to point at a screen and find Ian on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
First, I gotta say, I feel great about it.
Me too, Bill.
I was the one who took 25 minutes the first time I had to do a charades challenge.
Yeah. So
But-
Bill, how did that feel for you? Like, knowing that obviously me and you, the Skunk Brothers, had a great moment there in DCP Survivor Arakiki Island mini season 3. How did it feel to get your redemption finally in charades?
Oh, I felt horrible for that. I was more just relieved that I didn't screw it up than anything else. That was McKenna's doing.
And McKenna, obviously, I'm also a sport management major. You're a sports management major. What were your thoughts on some of those words in general? Like, I must know.
I mean, I got some pretty easy ones. I'll just say that. Lucky I got, I think it was volleyball and hockey.
Yeah.
And Bill and I were on the same wavelength, so he
That
was
is
picking
true.
up what I was putting down.
That is fair enough. But yeah, McKenna, obviously you too played an amazing social game. You made it to the end and did get a vote. And I have to say, played a great game behind someone who was, being able to navigate the moves of people and everything. You seem to fly underneath the radar, and it's like an amazing fashion. I think that. What was your thoughts like watching it back? And did you anything you notice you did you forgot about, or anything that you didn't realize seeing back?
I don't think I flew under the radar. I think people were talking about me at the merge right away. I don't necessarily think maybe people didn't see me as like a big enough threat to be a part of the Big Threat Alliance, but like didn't want to keep my name out of their mouths. So I don't know. Like I said earlier today in my exit with you, I don't have any regrets. I had a lot of fun. Watching it back was way more fun than I anticipated it to be. Similar to what Ian said, it's fun to hear people talk about you, especially when it's people you know.
Anyone? Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go like. I'll go ahead and hop to like Carrie. This is obviously there's a lot of people like. How was it as a whole? Just like watching your friends' games play out, watching like just as a whole. Like, what was the experience like for you? Was it like, obviously you guys are all friends, and that's a super great thing that our first was able to bring you guys all together in a sense, and like it was just a fun game, and there was no bad blood because obviously in this orgs like what was something like what did that stand out to you, like the fact that you can play this game with your friends and just be like, no one's gonna be mad at me at the end of the day, because I'm sure we've all played orgs where you have that person that's gonna be pissed off at you, and it's sad, it's unfortunate. But how was that just to know that like, hey, no matter what I do today, everything's gonna be okay at the end?
Yeah. No, it was so much fun. And, one of the questions that we got from Denny all the time in the comments was like, why didn't you guys why didn't the girls start, or why didn't you bring in Bill to kick out the DCP prod people? Like, why not? Okay, over and over again. And I think the answer, besides Ian is so freaking charming and mystical. Like the other answer is like, I just really wanted to play with the people who I loved, who I wanted to hang out with all day. And so that was like,
Right.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Speaking of which, Alex, you were on the receiving end of that. And obviously, you were very hardcore over wanting to carry out, not realizing. So watching back and everything, and obviously, I don't know if you've seen past your boot, but watching everything back, like, was it like, man, I've seen better gameplay.
Yeah, no, I got that. I didn't realize going in how many people knew each other. And even if I did know that, I don't know how different my gameplay would have been, but I definitely think I was, climbing an uphill battle. And as you said, I don't think my gameplay really helped in matters, but that's a long time ago. We're going to move past that.
Always more orgs to play, always maybe a second chance for you coming in the future. We'll see.
I don't know, maybe.
And that being said, John, obviously you were on receiving end of an idol this season and everything. What was your thoughts on like the whole twist itself and like the fact that it was modeled after Survivor China and everything? How do you think overall that played out and like the strategy around it? Because obviously we saw people freaking out because they had no idea where the fuck these clues were.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time in these games, the clues are a little more obvious. And despite the fact that we knew these clues were coming from specific people, we weren't sure if they were just giving it to someone, if they were also receiving the clue. So it led to a little bit of, paranoia as thinking, okay, so when Kyle goes over and gives Bill the clue, does Kyle also have the clue? We have to worry about that. Overall, though, I mean, it worked really well because I found the idol, so I can't really complain, right?
You were very clear. You thought Gabby was throwing you underneath the bus there. But overall, watching back, surprised she didn't.
I honestly had no idea what Gabby's mentality was giving me that clue. I guess I benefited from having played a game with her before and just being a familiar face. I was worried that she was definitely throwing me under the bus, but because, I didn't, after not hearing any rumblings about that for a couple rounds, I felt kind of safe there.
Fair enough. I think this is Elijah. Elijah, I mean, besides Victoria, I think you were the second best in challenges. Like watching back and everything and seeing like how much people like admired you. Obviously, people thought you were such a big threat in this game. I think that speaks wonders because you were able to navigate that. I think you were aware of your threat level and knew it's like, if I don't win, I'm out. And I think you did a very good job at making sure you were winning challenges for a while there. Obviously, watching back, like, how did you feel that people like saw you such a big threat? Because I think it's honestly a compliment in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have preferred for me not to have that threat level in the first place, but it was certainly nice to have people say nice things about you, even if it's with the, but we need to get him out because of that. So it was nice.
Yeah. Strat management is a huge thing in these games, and obviously some of us are not very good at it. All right, before we get into some other things, you guys want to know what this iPhone over here and the special surprises? So for originality purposes, I decided to do something a little bit different, and I am going to go ahead. I made some rewards on Photoshop for y'all. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you what the award is. We can play a little game with this. Everyone can guess who got what award. All right, so first up is most strategic. Does anyone have any ideas? You guys can guess. Anyone can go ahead.
Ian.
Yeah, that is all right. Next up, I'm gonna pull it on my iPad because I have it on my iPad, so you guys don't see the awards. You can just have a little fun with this, All right, next up we had most social.
Carrie.
McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna.
It was Carrie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
next
gosh,
up,
wow.
and next up we had best confessionals.
Kyle.
McKenna.
McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna.
Kyle.
You're fine. You've convinced me.
We have John.
Oh,
Which I-
John.
That's a good one.
John would come to confessional just honestly, like if you look back the edit, Michael would be like, okay, John, it literally would just be Michael or John would be like, talk. And John would just go. We never had a question for him. You just know exactly what to say. Ian was close second. Ian was just like, we'd be like, okay, what's up? Like, all right. Next, we have best move.
Smooth.
Ian and
It's got to be Ian.
Yeah,
For what, though? Let's see if you're right.
Final four.
Final four.
Got it. You guys got it. Ian, best move. Ian controlling the vote of Final Four. I have to say, I was so impressed with like watching it back to see. Obviously, we couldn't use a breakout room for obvious reasons, but Ian just like was just like, I know where everyone's voting, and like Ian was like, okay, it's me 1-1-1 votes. I know, and he knew whoever he voted for is going out, and he knew he was. It was just amazing to like watch back. And next up, we have underdog of the season.
I'm gonna say Matt.
Matt.
Bill.
Bill.
Oh, or
I would
Bill.
say
Yeah, that'd be
Bill.
him too.
Bill.
We have Elijah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Elijah too.
Yeah.
And this one should be no surprise. I think everyone could say on 3 challenge beast of the season. 1, 2, 3.
Victoria.
Yeah. Yep.
Yay.
And this one we did bring it to 2 people. It's Gone Too Soon. It basically goes to a early pre-merger who was just had or 2 that it basically we think we could have done really well, but obviously weren't able to get a footing in this game.
Andrew.
Andrew.
And there's a second one. Any other ideas?
Zach.
Yeah, there you guys are correct.
Yeah, they are.
Nice. Nice
And we-
duo.
And we got most Rob. So it's either early merge or late pre-merge. We have 2.
Lily.
Bill.
Lily is one.
Oh.
Matt.
It's Lily.
Alex.
Yes, there we go. It's Lily and Alex.
Nice.
And then we have funniest quotes.
Lily, you look good there.
Kyle.
Thanks.
I know.
McKenna.
Kyle.
McKenna.
It is Kyle.
Yeah.
I'll take it that one.
McKenna was a good one too.
Yeah.
And we have 2 people that were really excited to play. So does anyone know who those 2 were? Like those people were like so excited. If you saw their emails, they were like ready for it.
Mm.
Hmm.
John.
Gary.
Mm-mm.
Any other guesses?
Bill.
Bo.
Lily.
Bo was one of them.
Oh, wow.
Matt.
Gabby.
It was Bo and Andrew.
Oh.
They're both so excited. I felt so bad when they went out early. All right, next we're gonna do a little break and we're going to some host favorites. So obviously there's some people that have been cut from production since then for reasons that I'm not going to mention. But there is 5 of us or 4 of us that are 5 of us that are still in production. Michael's is at the end because I accidentally forgot to save it. But for Julia's favorite, who do we think it is? It's me, Julia, Ashley, King, Marvin, and Michael picked our favorites, and we could not double pick, so keep that in mind. Who do we think? I think we all know who Julia's favorite is, and obviously the person's not here to say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Matt.
It is Matt. All right. And who do we think Ashley's favorite was?
Gabby.
Correct. Anyone have idea who Marvin's favorite was?
McKenna.
Bill. Oh.
I'll take it.
Too late.
Yeah, sorry. And then we have, like I said, we have Michael's at the end because I forgot to save it like a dumbass. But we have my favorite.
Ian.
Victoria.
Anne. Carrie.
Gary. Gary.
Bill.
Oh.
I couldn't not give it to my skunk brothers. Come on.
I'm still laughing at that video. Sorry.
It's a great one. If you haven't seen it, you're watching this, go check out the first episode of Survivor Kiki Island. If you ever need a good laugh, you'll get it. That's for sure. Next up, we have best duo.
McKenna and Carrie.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yay! Oh my god, yay! Yay, you love McKenna's. Yeah.
And next up, we have the saddest vote out.
Lily. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Lily's a good one. Zach.
Lily or Bill? Lily or Bill is the saddest one.
Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
And Zach was
Andrew.
up there, but we wanted to share the love a little bit and make sure everyone got an award, so we gave it to Gabby.
Uh,
And
Next,
that's all.
Was I in the top 3?
yes, you were. Yes.
Okay. I feel better now.
Next, we got funniest confessionals, and
Biased. McKenna.
McKenna.
ooh, McKenna was a close second. It was hard to choose between this person and another. But I have to say, it's Matt. If you saw the way he would, just him walking around and just be like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It was just like the mannerisms. If you know, like, I guess it's a little biased. We know Matt. We know the way he's saying it. But next up, we have rivalry of the season.
Bill and ECP Prod.
That was a good one. It is Bill and someone else, but any guesses? I don't think you guys are gonna guess this one. What was that?
Bill and Carrie.
Bill, what'd you say?
I don't know why.
Bill, who'd you say?
McKenna.
Yeah.
That's a good one, but if you guys
You were saying under the radar, I kept trying to, I was coming for her the whole game.
however, if you saw Bill's confessionals, there's someone he hated a little bit more than McKenna, and that was Michael. Every time, every time Bill got voted, he's like, no, just screaming at Michael. He's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm sure Bill can confirm that
I would just blurt out everything I could think of and then go, I gotta go back to work. Come on.
he'd be like, you really know? Like,
It's funny.
next up we have our fan of the season. I have to say this may not be as obvious, but someone was messaging me after every single episode, so excited. And some of you
Danny.
guys,
Danny?
Danny's a
That's
close second.
Kylie.
Kylie?
Kylie is correct.
Oh,
She's
Next-
pretty.
And then we do have finally Michael's favorite. Does anyone have any guesses?
Victoria.
McKenna.
Oh,
Oh,
I can use my no, I don't use their phone. It is Victoria.
Yay.
yay.
So yeah, that's I'm gonna stop sharing. If I can figure out how to stop sharing my screen, there's a Zoom. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we are. So overall, everyone,
it's fun.
how'd you guys like that? I think that was a little something we could try, right, for originality.
Yeah, that was cute.
All right. I will say there's some things I want to address after this is over when we have everyone here. But I mean, does anyone have anything else to say or
I have a
want to say-
question.
yes?
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay, my question was gonna be if the finale was Carrie,
Good one.
McKenna, and Kyle, who would have gotten everybody's vote on
All right,
Ponderosa?
let's see. We're gonna start with Carrie. So let's assume that Ian, you're not on Ponderosa. So it's you said McKenna, Ian, Carrie, Lily,
McKenna, Kyle, and Carrie. Right?
McKenna,
Is that what
Kyle,
I'm
and
saying?
Carrie. Yeah. So let's assume Ian, you're now on Ponderosa. You are now the 7th member of jury. So let's show of hands. Who would have voted for Carrie?
Do I? I
No,
don't
okay.
count. do
Yeah,
I?
you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, I'm jury. So Carrie. Okay, so we are missing 2 jury members potentially. So that's
Yeah,
one.
just have them replace him. Who cares?
Yeah, replace the jury members. Sure, sure. We'll vote on the behalf of We'll have. All right. I'll just see. So who would vote for McKenna in that situation? One. Who? Kyle. We're missing a vote. So. I mean, that would have been a lot of fun. I think that there's no telling who wins there in that situation.
That's
Could
hard.
have been a tie.
It could have been a tie.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's say if it isn't. So what's potential tie there? What 3-3-2,
On
3-1.
3-3-1, and who gets 1 vote? McKenna.
McKenna would have voted then,
So
yeah.
McKenna, who this is good
Victoria
then.
voted for me,
Victoria would have voted for you. So this is,
and
This
she
is-
wouldn't have a friend if she didn't.
no, this is all right. So let's say it's through. So let's say that means it's what 3-2-2, and Carrie wins, right? Am I wrong? Did I do that math right? Carrie, very messy vote, but right there,
Mhm.
all you do is vote. All you do is take Ian out and go to fire at
Sorry.
the end.
I would've should've.
Yeah, benefit of these games, right? You just never know.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill.
Heard what McKenna would have said at Tribal, because for me, it's all about who lays the table at Tribal, and I think McKenna smashed it. And so, despite the gift of the idol, I don't know, I'd be a little on the fence.
Go ahead, Zach. You want to say something?
Even though I was out first, I'm glad I got to meet all y'all. And the elephant's gonna be named McKenna from now on.
Mhm.
Or
Love
wait,
that.
who was it? And the
McKenna.
baby elephant is gonna be named Carrie.
That's amazing. I love that.
So thank you for having me, Jay.
No, you're
Even though-
welcome.
I'm kind of glad I didn't last that long because I'm diabetic and I would have probably been passed out or something. So
Anyone, and before we close out here, anyone else anything else to say?
No.
All right, with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in all season. We had so much fun recording it along with watching back with you guys and everything that's been down. We are casting for Survivor Season 2, Bayonetta the Island here at Radical Rider Productions. It's gonna be great. We got some of the cast already. We're gonna have a great time. And who knows, maybe there'll be some people you might see familiar around there. But I could be lying, maybe not. Everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you next season, airing in December. Have a good night, everyone.